Okay, so many people think all you gotta do is turn on your app and you gonna get the most amazing request ever, and that's all you gotta do to be a successful Uber driver. I mean, sure, that's one way of doing it, but an even better way is to actually have a strategy of where you turn on your app and where you go to get rides. Like I said, when I first started, I used to just turn on my app and drive around and try to fish for rides. And I accept as I go, take whatever I got, and just kind of made it like that. I think we all do that. But, it's even better when you start knowing the best places where the rides are going to come from. So, so real quick, my name is Nick, and I am the local South Florida Uber driver. I'm local just because you never really know where I'm going to be in the next couple days, months, years. Hey, but I primarily work the South Florida market. And in today's video, I'm going to give you some of the best spots that you can go to right in the Miami market. Now, these are not ranked in any order because it depends on how you like to take rides. It's going to be up to you. But this is some of the best spots to be in terms of making sure that you get rides and in terms of getting to the money, at least in the Miami market. Now, I can't talk about, Texas. I can't talk about New York. Can't really talk about California. But I can definitely talk about Miami because Miami is my home. I am born and raised in Miami. I have lived here most of my life. Of course, as an adult, I've moved and been different places, but it's still home. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I know this place like the back of my hand, sometimes. Sometimes, because I got to put on some lotion. So, sometimes I know this place like the back of my hand, and so I'm just going to give you I'm going to give you 3 of the best places that you could go. Okay. Now, like I said, this isn't ranked, the top best, but these are some of the better places that you can go in Miami. So the first and foremost thing, before I even tell you that, man, hit the like button. Just hit the like button for me. Because I'm a real driver. I'm really out here in the streets. Technically, I'm sitting in the parking lot. As you can see, I got a park behind me. So, you should hit the like button just for that, because I'm coming to you real and raw. And if you are new here, you're not subscribed, come on, man. Okay, so the number one kind of sort of the first best place to kind of look around, the first better place to look around and get rides at, it's gonna be easy, man. When you think of Miami, what is the first place that you think about? Hey, I'm pretty sure everybody universally said South Beach. Yes, because that is one of the better places to go to get rides. Because just like you thought about it, all of the tourists thought about it, everybody goes to South Beach. It's a very popular place. So guess what? Guess where you should go to get the rides? To the popular places. This isn't rocket science, y'all. It just, you want to get rides, so you got to go where the people are at. And South Beach is very populated. Very populated. South Beach also doesn't have much parking. It's crazy expensive to park at South Beach. Park on South Beach. It's very expensive to park, and you got very little parking. Yeah, so most people, a good amount of people on South Beach are just walking. They just walking from place to place. They either got a hotel on South Beach or they may live on South Beach, but it's just when you go to South Beach, there's no parking. So what do? And they do have like garages, but they're charging an arm and a leg to park at those garages. Sometimes it can be like $75 a day, to park at one of those garages. Now, everybody universally understands that it's just cheaper not to park at South Beach. South Beach is just one of those areas. It's just what most people, because of our weather, because of how sunny it is, most people just walk around, you know. Either you get a hotel on the beach, you find a residence on the beach, and you just kind of walk from place to place. You either walk to Ocean Drive, to Washington Street, or Collins. I mean, well, Collins is technically Ocean Drive, but like you kind of just walk around. Like you walk around, go from place to place, and enjoy yourself. So guess what they need while they're doing that? They need Uber drivers. So that is why it's one of the better places to go. And now this is a universal spot because people go to South Beach all throughout the day and all throughout the night. So it's universally a good place to get rides. Now the problem, what you may notice is, you know, so there's a good mixture, but you may get a ton of short rides just because the people on South Beach are staying on South Beach, so they don't necessarily need to go anywhere else. But, you know, you can mix in, you know, sometimes they need to get off of South Beach and come back into the city. Sometimes they need to go to the mall or stuff like that. So, you know, you can get a good amount of rides on South Beach. Now it's just congested. That's the other thing about South Beach. So traffic. This is why a lot of people avoid South Beach, because there's two bridges. The MacArthur, let's just say there's two bridges. And when you're going over those two bridges, it's beautiful when there's no traffic. But when traffic gets backed up, when there's an accident, when they're doing construction, oh boy. But, you know, I'm still going to say it's one of the better places to go in Miami to get rides because of just how many people go to South Beach. You know, you just can't go wrong going to South Beach. Now, again, in the sense of getting a ride, you can go wrong because you get stuck in traffic, but that's Miami. Okay, so the number 2 place that I would recommend to go to get rides, so we already covered South Beach. You know, it's in the songs. Everybody that talks about Miami usually talks about South Beach. Just like when people say I'm going to Orlando, we all universally know that they're going to, no pun intended, Universal Studios or Disney World. Like, we know that they're going to the theme parks. If you're an out-of-towner and you're coming to Orlando, as a local, I know where you're going. You know, it's just common sense because that's the only thing in Orlando that people go to. I mean, like, the biggest thing that people come from all across the world to go to. So South Beach is one of those places. The next biggest place that I guess you could say that people are going to go to, now this is, once you learn about South Beach and you realize that it's nothing but tourists on the beach and all of the prices are super expensive, and maybe you talk to a local like me, the next place that you want to go to is good old Wynwood. So Wynwood is the second place that I would recommend because Wynwood is Wynwood, you know? Now, Wynwood is our art district. It's a place with art. It's a place with graffiti. Well, art. They call it art. I call it graffiti as a local. But, you know, it's a place where we got a ton of restaurants. So what Wynwood used to be, it used to be an area just full of, like, I think during the Industrial Revolution, there was a lot of like little warehouses that were being occupied. But obviously, over time, probably after Andrew and over the years, a lot of those businesses that were there left. They left, they moved on, they went to different places. So it left just an area of a bunch of abandoned warehouses. So what people started to realize was these are abandoned, these are open. Let's buy them up. Let's buy them up and make, you know, restaurants out of them. Let's buy them up and make, you know, clubs out of them. Let's buy them up and make shops out of them. And that's what Wynwood became. Now, of course, when they're abandoned, when places are abandoned, you all know, you got people that, you know, want to go and graffiti it and you know, scribble all over it and all of that stuff. So Wynwood was that, you know, a lot of those buildings were already scribbled over and all of that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, they did paint over them, stuff like that. But, you know, what they did with Wynwood, it's also called gentrification. Obviously, you guys know that. But what they did with Wynwood was they decided to just leave it in certain spots and just embrace it, you know? So it became our art district, or part of the art district. It's a lot of art there. And by art, I mean graffiti. They got statues there. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool area. Now, again, with Wynwood is kind of like the local spot. South Beach is kind of like the tourist spot. It just is what it is. If you're a tourist, you're going to South Beach. If you're a local, you're going to Wynwood. Y'all know. If you're from Miami, you already know this. But Wynwood is also a good spot to get rides. Now, again, just like South Beach, it's not no park. I mean, it's some parking. There's definitely some parking inside those roads, you know. But it's gonna be crazy traffic. Again, I keep saying traffic because in these areas you're gonna get the most Uber drivers, the most traffic, the most cars, you know what I'm saying? Because these are just small areas that turned into party areas, that turned into nightlife, that turned into clubs. So you get what you get. But yeah, Wynwood is definitely my second spot. Now, Wynwood is more of a night spot, even though they have attractions like the Wynwood walls. You kind of walk through and go to a lot of the shops, like the places, because there's a lot of vendors. There's a lot of shops there where you can buy clothes and different things like that. And yeah, I mean, during the day, it's pretty nice. You know, it's cool. It's a nice little area. It's something you can do it during the day, but Wynwood is really for at night. I'm gonna just be the person to tell you, Wynwood is for at night. So, you know, that's more of like a night spot. But I mean, you know, like I said, South Beach is universal. Wynwood is universal. So you kind of just go when you go. That's kind of how it works. And then so with that being said, so now that I done gave you Wynwood, I done gave you South Beach. Now the last one is super easy. So you kind of already in the area. The last and the place that I recommend is downtown Miami. Downtown, because just like Wynwood, just like South Beach, you got another couple shops there. You got a lot of different hotels down there. You got a lot of different things going on down there. You got a Whole Foods in downtown. So it's a couple things down there that you want to be around. Remember, you want to go to the popular areas. Now, of course, there you can just turn on your app in Miami, and most likely you'll get a ping, you'll get an offer going somewhere, and you could take it or you could not. But you want to try to be efficient. You want to try to learn where to go, where not to go, you know. And so these are just areas of interest. You know, you look up anything that says Miami or where to go in Miami, you obviously are going to get Wynwood because it's just so popular. You're obviously going to get South Beach because it's just so popular. And then, yeah, downtown is like the next best thing, you know, because again, just like how before, it's a place where you can walk around. You got a lot of those hotels, a lot of those residences downtown. And that's where you want to pick up from. So, but again, with these three places, the biggest thing that you got to worry about is congestion, obviously, traffic, you know, because it's just a lot of cars there, a lot of traffic. And then you're going to see a lot of Uber drivers. So, you know, it's not like technically like I'm trying to flatten people's tire. Like, hey man, don't accept that offer. I flatten your tire. It ain't like that. It's just, you're going to see a lot of drivers over there. So, but yeah, man, with that being said, man, I just wanted to kind of run by a couple places in Miami that you could go. You know what I'm saying? These are just some spots, you know what I'm saying? Some spots. Now, if you live in Miami, you know that you got to find your strategy. You got to find your area. You got to find the place that you go. Because obviously, you can't just go to these 3 spots and think that you're going to make a lot of money. Because you're going to be sitting in so much traffic. And contrary to popular belief, if you're sitting in traffic, you're not making no money. At least on Uber. You know, on Uber, you ain't making no money. So it's just one of those things. So, but yeah, man, I hope all of that made sense. I hope you try it for yourself. And I hope you figure out your own places. Leave in the comments below some of the spots that you might go so you can help other drivers out. Now, before we go, if you're not in the Telegram group and you're in South Florida, you tripping. The link is in the description below, man. Hit the link. It's a Telegram. The app is called Telegram. And when you click that link, if you have Telegram installed, you'll join the group. Hit the little join button and join the group. Now, when you join the group, be a verb. We need people to talk because we always trying to find better strategies. We always trying to find where the traffic is the worst. You know what I'm saying? Just talk to each other. Be a verb. Be a verb in the group. But yeah, other than that, man, if you got questions or anything like that, leave a comment down below, man. But listen, I appreciate you for watching this video. I love you guys. I don't know if anybody told you that, but I really do love you guys. I love you and I appreciate you. But yeah, I done started rambling, so I'm out of here. Deuces.